You want to start? Do you want to start, Souls? Take it away.
No, man, you go first. You go first.
Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Aston Villa at home. Deja vu. Once again, dropping points. Title race. Talks put on pause by Aston Villa. Unai Emery just has the ability to be losing a game and the ability to turn it around. And in the space of 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes, we were up 2-0. Aston Villa sensed that Arsenal kind of felt like the game is done. Aston Villa's not going to score from here. And personally, I felt that way. I felt like 2-0 was enough to see out the win. But no. They had an ace up their sleeve. We went up 1-0, Martinelli's goal. You know what? It was nice to see Martinelli beating his man, going at him 1v1, doing what he had to do. Next, you had a situation where Havertz gets his goal. I was gassed. We're up 2-0. We should see the game out. Then what happens? One cross from the right-hand side. Bang. 2-1. That's only a couple minutes after. 2-2. Another cross from the left side. Both times, Thomas Partey heavily involved. Doesn't close down his man for the first cross. Second cross doesn't stop Ollie Watkins. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's no way anybody's giving that guy a new deal. Thomas Partey is finished. His legs are gone. He has no ability to run. We should find another solution at right back. I don't know why Arteta even played him at right back. You can blame Thomas Partey. You can blame Arteta, whoever you want to blame. At the end of the day, he should not be playing a right back. And defensively, he has no ability to defend. We need to protect him in the team. He's literally, I'm not trying to scapegoat him, but he is a massive issue defensively, and he's a liability. A team that is trying to defend, you can't do that with this guy in the team. He's useless. He's utterly useless. We had a 2-goal lead at home. No way you should be losing from that position. And in the manner they turned it around, it was almost as if we stopped trying. Talking about the title race, Liverpool were in a similar situation today. 91st minute, Darwin Núñez scores. 92nd minute, next man scores. Same guy scores again. They turned around a draw in the 90th minute to go and get the 3 points. From the 67th minute onwards, or the 68th minute onwards, we knew what our goal was. We knew what we had to do. Kai Havertz even had the ball in the back of the net, but they ruled it off. They ruled it a handball. Now, I'm not going to get into the particulars of if you think it's a handball or if you don't think it's a handball. If they say it's a handball and they have video evidence of it hitting his hand, fair enough. I thought originally when I seen it hit his stomach, but evidence shows that apparently it hit his hand. We can't complain. It's a handball. You can't complain. Once you see the handball. But what you can be upset about is earlier in the game, there's a similar situation. Konsa handballed the ball from across into the box, and they didn't even say nothing. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Handball from, what is he doing? That would have been a penalty, but that's way too early in the game to complain. But still, how is this? If you guys see this, look at that. What is he doing? How is this not also viewed as a thing? How can you not see that? How can you see that? How is that not also a penalty? How? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we were robbed because we had enough time to go and win that game. We cannot sit here and blame the referees, but for God's sakes, they have their eyes open for one side and they don't have their eyes open for the other. Fair enough. Once again, I'm not putting this on the manager, bro. I'm putting this on the players. Today, he was flabbergasted. He was shocked in how we dropped those points today. How did we drop those points today? Trossard had a great game. In my opinion. You had a bunch of guys who had decent games, but when the tough got going, it didn't look like we were going to ever score.
I mean, it's another disappointing night. Especially being 2-0 up. Don't get it twisted. Aston Villa were always going to be a tough opponent, but when you find yourself in a privileged position to be 2-0 up, you need to be seeing it out, especially when you're getting into the 60th, 70th minute mark. You need to be able to adapt your game to kind of suit how the game's going. And look, Arteta got his game plan right again. It's not a tactical thing. This isn't a matter of like whether the shape or the structure or the chances or the way that we approach this game was wrong. This was all down to the player quality. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If people want to sit there and go, it's his fault for bringing these players in, that's fair enough. I can understand that criticism. But there's a lot of nuances to even the players that we currently have and why we have them. You can't have Edu and Arteta, both being novices, both being inexperienced in their jobs and expecting a project to work. And that's why I wanted Edu gone first, because for me, Arteta has shown more than Edu has, in their respective jobs. And when you're looking at it now, you're seeing why I've been saying that for a very long time, that the board needed to change and the board needed to get their act together before I can sit there and blame the manager. The manager got us from his sort of second and third choice players to this position. Imagine, right, and this is what I keep telling people, imagine today we had Sesko. Imagine today we had Dusan Vlahovic instead. Imagine today we had the likes of, Rafa. I don't even know who else there would have been. Like, he's wanted plenty of wingers as well. Imagine we did get Nico Williams. Would we have lost, or would we have been in the predicament that we're in this season? Would we have had a situation today that we're in? No. And that's part of the problem. And do you know what it is? The bigger picture is the board aren't even acting. Because we're getting linked left, right, and centre to every single player, but we're not making any actions. And that's what's going to cost us, because we've seen it today. We had at least like 5, 6, 7 big opportunities. I don't care what the stats say. I'm looking at what I remember in the game, and I see at least 6, 7 chances, right, that should have resulted in goals. And they haven't, and we haven't been able to finish. We haven't been able to score. We haven't been able to get into the final third and make the right decisions. Pep Guardiola famously said it. A lot of big coaches that we all want at the club have all said it. The job of a manager is to get them into the final third. After that, it's the decisions they make. They can't dictate every phase of games. And that's what happened today. And one thing that I will say, right, is Arteta's system, there's something that needs to improve, because our left-hand side concedes way too many crosses. And what I mean by that is, like, every single time, it seems like the crosses just come from the left every time.
No, but one of the crosses, there was the equalizer, came from the right.
No, it came from their right, our left-hand side.
The original cross, the first one, came from Thomas Partey's side.
No, but the equalizer came from the left.
Yeah, the equalizer came from the left.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the right-hand side doesn't tend to have a common problem with that. But the left-hand side always does. Like, we've seen it with the Trent equalizer. We've seen it with, in this situation, we see it all the time where we concede a lot of opportunities on the left-hand side for some weird reason. And it's always crosses going in. We just don't stop them for some reason. And this has been going on for seasons. But that's just a weird, thing that I've been noticing more and more. But, today was kind of like a dagger after dagger after dagger, because Liverpool looked like they were going to drop points, and then Núñez comes out and scores 2 goals in the 90th minutes, and we go 2-0 up, and we're looking like, okay, cool, let's just hold on to it. We'll take a 1-0, 2-0, and we just ride it out. I was like, okay, it's 2-1, cool, we'll see it out. But no, we just didn't hold on to it, and it's a mentality problem at the moment. Whether these players are like, we can't do it without Bukayo Saka, whether it's a case of we can't do it without Saliba, we can't do it without whatever. And that's going to become a major problem.
I'm not 100% sure that was a handball. What do you think?
I personally think it hits the stomach, but I don't know. I don't know.
Controversial.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I don't really care, to be honest. It is what it is. We had plenty of other opportunities and plenty of other things that we can blame before I can come on to saying that decision cost us today and we were robbed, because we should have done better anyway of not letting the 2-goal lead go.
We also faced them without William Saliba, which was a big miss, and apparently he has like a hamstring tightness.
I mean, regardless, right? Like whether we had Saliba or not, we're 2-0 up regardless, right? So we do find ourselves in a comfortable situation, and you know we should have seen it out with or without Saliba. I don't care about the quality at that point. You've got to assure yourself Timber isn't shit and Gabriel isn't shit. You know, Miles Lewis-Skelly, we've been raving about. You know, Thomas Partey right back was a choice the manager made. You know, he didn't need to be there. We could have played Kiwior at centre back. I know people don't rate him, but at least that way you've got your Ian Timbers, who's a better right back, and then you can bring Partey into the midfield again. But it is what it is.
Mm.
For me, by the way, Mikel Moreno had an absolutely phenomenal game. I am going to give him his credit.
He did. We're going to talk about each player in a second, but before we go any further, is William Saliba's injury serious?
I mean, they've said a tight hamstring. That can mean anything, though. That could be a couple of games out, or it could mean a few weeks out.
I've not heard any new news on William Saliba. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because William Saliba was not on the bench today and he was not playing, I don't think just because he wasn't there is the reason why we lost. Obviously, it would help if he was there, and if he was there.
Some people are saying 4 weeks.
I think the situation with today is Arteta needs to stop doing the Thomas Partey right back thing because he does not have a defensive bone in his body anymore. Thomas Partey is utilized more for his ability on the ball now than his ability off the ball. Off the ball, he's a liability. And I don't want to make him a scapegoat, but today he's one of my front runners for people.
Sorry, who was that? I missed the name.
Thomas Partey.
Oh, okay.
Thomas Partey for me is one of the main reasons why we lost today. I don't know if you've seen where he was in his positioning in the lead up to the goal. I don't know if you've seen where he was in the positioning to lead up to the first cross. I don't know if you've seen his ability on the ball today, the amount of times he lost the ball. Like, he had a decent first half. He had a really good first half. It's just second half. He shit the bed. Talk to me about Partey, bro. Because I'm not giving this guy a new deal. If I'm Arsenal, I'm already looking at Zubimendi and trying to replace him.
I mean, this is what I'm saying in it. Like, there's always an expiration date to every player, and that's just it. It's a bit like Aubameyang, you know. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna say, like, "Oh, we got rid of if we had got rid of Aubameyang instead of giving him his contract, that would have been a mistake." But for me, I think that was the mistake, giving him the contract. In hindsight, by the way, I'm gonna say I wanted him to have the contract, and I think Partey might be another one where if let's say we do extend him for a year, even if it's of 2 years, it's going to become another mistake where another player who's approaching, well, he's in his 30s, and just lost every single bit of his game. He doesn't have the legs to run. If he does, he's going to get injured, and it's going to become a vital problem. Now, I don't think it's all down to Partey. I mean, that goal definitely, you know, he had a terrible positioning. He had the man and then lost the man. Like, it wasn't even a case of, like, I don't even know where he was running. I didn't understand any of what he was doing for that goal. But at the same time, Miles Lewis-Skelly should have done better. Martinelli should have done better. There was a lot of players before you even get to the situation that should have done better. But of course, like, Partey being part of the defense, you've got to give him a bit of blame for that one as well. But he's not the reason we lost today.
The front three did their job today. The front three did their job. Martinelli got a goal. Havertz got a goal. Trossard got 2 assists. The attack did decent today. The issue today was the defense. And the defense in the second half and the whole defensive unit dropped off. To me, I think the issue with the left-hand side, let's be honest, Declan Rice is a very good defender. What's it called? Miles Lewis-Skelly is a decent defender. Are we saying because Trossard doesn't track back, our defense on that side is weaker? What is it? Because to me, Thomas Partey on his side, I get it, he's a weakness. The left-hand side should be solid. How are we allowing crosses from deep like that?
No, but it doesn't matter whether it's Miles Lewis-Skelly. We've had this problem since Turney's been our left back. You know, Zinchenko's been our left back. You know, this isn't I don't even know if it's a personnel issue anymore. I just think it's just the way that this team has been designed, and the way that we kind of have always inverted from our left, that it kind of causes a problem. Where it's not been as much of a problem was when Granit Xhaka was in the team, because he would actually kind of come back and do kind of what Jordan Henderson did with Trent, where he drops into left back a bit more. And that kind of helped us. That didn't, by the way, mitigate the situation at all, but it did help us. And now, obviously, we've got Mikel Moreno, who should be helping out in left back. But yeah, you're right. It could be Trossard, not because when Martinelli plays, you do have an extra man in defence, which is probably what the reasonings behind Partey being at right back and Martinelli being the right winger today, because Martinelli has a tendency to track back and kind of run up and down and play like a wing back more than a winger. So, but yeah, I don't really have any answers for why, like, that left-hand side, it constantly happens. I mean, it could be to do with the inverting, it could be the personnel themselves, or it could just be a system issue. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are blaming the manager. I don't think you can blame the manager when you're 2-0 up and you've had plenty of opportunities to win that game and bury it. Now, there are some things where Arteta can improve. I mean, if you want to move on to that, we can talk about that as well.
Are you blaming Arteta for today?
No, I do think there's a portion of blame that can go on the manager. But again, these things can come from hindsight. These things can come from, an emotional reaction. Maybe tomorrow I feel differently. But where I would put a blame on the manager, or a portion of the blame, is, for me, you could go down the route of, let's say, play Kiwior, keep Timber at right back, and then play Partey in his best position, which is a 6. Even though I don't really think the midfield was the real issue today, so I don't even think Partey coming into midfield would have improved or changed anything. A second thing that could have happened is, could Arteta at 2-0? By the way, everyone is against this, right? Because every time, like, people are like, oh, when he's 2-0 up, he wants the team to become more cautious and all of this. Today he didn't do that, and this is what happens. What I would have liked to see at 2-0 up, I would have thought he can put Kiwior on, go into a back 5, just defend it. Just go blow block, just defend the lead. We don't, because we're at the stage where I don't care for the performances and how we finish games. I just need the results now. And that's what would have happened if we had gone 5 back, reassured our defense, got the extra man in. Because every single time, right, Aston Villa got into our half, they were threatening. So get an extra man in there. We didn't need the attacking potency of, like, having those 3 and keeping the system the same. This is the game where he should have gone more reserved after going 2-0 up. Or at least when it's 2-1, maybe change it then.
It's difficult because 5 minutes after we scored, they scored. And maybe leading up to the Arsenal goal, I did feel like it was one of those games where it was going to be small margins and there weren't too many goals in it. But boy, things changed quick. People talking about 4 weeks for Saliba's injury. We don't know. So we're not going to speculate how long Saliba is going to be out for. I think it's wrong if we start speculating how long a player is going to be out for and how long.
Unless someone has, like, an official, like, he said this in the press conference, I'm more than willing to listen to it. But I don't know. Like, I don't know how long. I've not really seen anything that says he's out for this long.
How many times does Ollie Watkins have to do what he's done against us before we consider signing him?
Sorry, who was that?
Ollie Watkins. He seems to always score these goals against us to kill our title hopes. Is he the guy we should go for?
I mean, just go for anyone at this rate. I really just need a quality finisher. I mean, look, Ollie Watkins definitely solves a lot of the problems that we have, but my only question with Ollie Watkins is he a low block player? Because we have seen it in games, he does disappear as well. So because we play a high line, he always looks effective as a player against us. But then if he transitions into a team like Arsenal, where we're having to play a lot more low blocks and stuff like that, I've just not seen him play in them situations to kind of dictate whether he has the qualities to do that. But again, he can come to Arsenal and absolutely prove it wrong or answer the speculations himself. But I do think when you're looking at someone like Ollie Watkins, for the price point that he's going to be at, is there better out there? Because how much are they really going to charge us? They're probably going to go into the Isak money for him. And that's the kind of problem I have. If I have the question of, do I want to go down the route of getting Isak or Ollie Watkins for the same money, I'd rather try it for Isak before I even go for Ollie Watkins. So, yeah, and then Sesko is going to be a lot less. And I do think Sesko is a better player, a lot younger as well. I know a lot of people are going to say age shouldn't matter. We need experience and stuff like that. But I'd rather go get Sesko, out of all of the options that we have if Isak isn't available.
Okay. Raya, could he have done better today? He could have done better.
I don't know. I don't think he could have.
Really?
For which goal though? Because I can't blame him. Definitely not for the second one. But the first one, I can maybe listen to it, but
I'm just thinking to myself, his positioning for that last half hour, he did okay saving some chances, but didn't do much about their goals. You know what I mean? They're both very much. Alisson would make at least one of those saves from
but
close
that's
range.
harsh though, because then like there's saves that Raya's made that have been absolutely
His job as a goalkeeper is very tough, and maybe I'm being harsh, but
yeah. But
I'm
Alisson's let balls
I'm not giving a poor rating. I'm just gonna give him a 6.
No. But the argument that Alisson, but then look at Alisson's goal that he conceded where him
I'm
and
gonna
Van
give
Dijk
him
had
a
a
6.
miss.
I'm gonna give him a 6.
I'm giving him a 7. I don't think he could have done much.
Okay. Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is finished at Arsenal Football Club after this season. I don't want to see Arsenal considering even giving him a new contract. He's so nonchalant in defense. He can't even move. He's very brittle, or like I don't know how to explain it, but he is just not. He's making stupid mistakes. And at this point, the second goal, the lead up to the second goal, him going forward, going back, not even looking at the man, looking lost, looking like a deer in headlights. I genuinely believe Thomas Partey, his performance today in that second half was pathetic, and I just don't. And I'm call him a scapegoat, call him whatever you want. I'm giving him a 1.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he was way below the mark today. Just in every asset, like even when he's kind of moved forward and stuff like that, he just didn't have that. I just can't wait for Benjamin White to come back. I don't even care. I don't even want to play Urian Timber at right back. I want Benjamin White back.
People are saying it's not his fault he's playing right back. It was from a set piece almost. Like it was not.
It doesn't matter. You still can't lose your man.
If he's playing right back or midfield, he's going to be in those defensive areas for set pieces.
Yeah, but it's also you shouldn't lose your man regardless of your position.
He's finished, mate. He can't walk. He walks around. He doesn't even run. He doesn't show effort defensively. He's really good on the ball, but defensively off the ball, he's not really doing it. He did good a couple weeks ago. I think it was the Brighton game. He did good off the ball. Even then, we dropped points. Timber's just not tall, but everything else he brought to the game. Defensively, he was solid. Ultimately, he's not William Saliba, but what can we do? I don't think he did too much wrong. I'm going to give him a 6.
I'll give him a 5.
Gabriel, man mounted, one of the best players on the pitch. First half, he kept us in it. I'll give him a 7.
It's a 6 for me.
Mazlou Skelly, 18 years old, one of the best players on the pitch, on and off the ball.
His cutback in the second half.
His performance offensively, his performance defensively, Mazlou Skelly he gives me so much confidence for the future. Like every time we drop points, it seems like the world is falling apart. But you know what? One good thing that can come from this season is we found squad depth within our team. Players like Mazlou Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri coming through. We now have more reliable squad depth than we did before. But hey, I'm not thinking about next season yet, but still, he's just so confident. He just has so much confidence, so much gravitas. He's really good, man. I'm giving him an 8, even though we lost, we conceded the game. We drew the game. I'm giving him an 8. What are you giving
him? Mazlou Skelly, I'd give him an 8. I think he's been an absolute revelation this season. And do you know what? When Ben White comes back, I actually wouldn't even mind seeing like a back of Timber, and then whoever the 2 centre backs want to be, White, and then moving Skelly into the left centre mid, and just seeing how that works as well.
Declan Rice, holding it down in the middle, in the final third, didn't really have it, couldn't really do much. Give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree. Just give me 1 second. I just need to make a quick call.
No worries. Mikel Moreno could have scored today. Mikel Moreno could have scored. He could have scored the winner. It could have been his moment. But boy. Overall, I thought Mikel Moreno had himself a decent game. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Decent game for Mikel Merino. We drew, but shit. It is what it is. Martin Odegaard seemed quiet. Didn't really seem like he had the best of games. He is the captain. He is one of our primary creators. We need him to step up. Today, he didn't really step up too much. Give him a 5. Give him a 5. I think he had a decent first half, second half. Not really. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought. I didn't think it was the best. Gabriel Martinelli. Incredible performance from Gabriel Martinelli. I thought he was good. Very, very promising for what he could do. He's had 6 goals already this season. Scored a goal, opening goal also. He loves to score versus Aston Villa. But boy, because we didn't win, it's pretty much almost meaningless. I give him a good performance, though. I think he had a good performance. I'll give him 7.5. But boy, we need more. We need more of this. We need more of this. Trossard, good performance from him also. Got 2 assists. He was integral to the attack. I think the confidence off the North London derby, really, you can see it in him. He's a confidence player. He's really confident right now. Hopefully, he can kick on. I'll give him a 7. Havertz, he could have scored a brace. He could have got the winner. I thought he's got the winner. I'm not even sure that hit his hand, but they gave it as a handball. They gave it as a handball.
I think that's just going to be an argument for like till the cows come home. Like people are going to disagree and agree with it. It is what it is. I guess, like, I don't know.
I don't think it's a handball.
Yeah. I don't see it as a handball, but I can understand why they might have given it, because it might have grazed his hand. But I haven't seen an image yet where it kind of proves it did definitely hit his hand.
I have not seen a definitive image either.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Sterling, the only substitute of the day. Only used substitute of the day, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. I can't remember. Was there? No, there wasn't any other changes.
Sterling was the only substitute. He came on. Bless Edu, man. He tried to sell us that this guy was like a good signing. Wallahi, we did not do nothing in January, in the summer. We genuinely didn't do anything to improve our team in the summer. We've done more by graduating 2 academy kids than we've done making any signings. Moreno had a good game. Outside of that, have any of our signings had an impact in this game?
In this game, no.
In our season, have any of our signings had a really big impact?
No. Well, Calafiori did, but not anymore.
Yeah, Calafiori did. Fair. Right now, I'm just going to say we go back to summer. We talk about that. We talk about everything else. But the title, should we just forget about it, bro?
I think it might be, I'm not even going to lie. I think it might be.
Game in hand again. 6 points with the game in hand. We made up a 2-point gap midweek, and immediately we gave it back to them.
Mm-hmm.
What was the point of winning the North Derby after they dropped points if we weren't going to capitalize? What's the point of us always dropping points? It seems like we can't catch ground on Liverpool because we keep dropping points ourselves. And Liverpool are not going to drop enough points where they're not going to have enough of a collapse where we can capitalize. And with Saliba out, Saka out, Odegaard being out, this is why I'm not putting it on Arteta this season. It's just too many injuries.
I mean, there is still blame for Arteta. It's not like he's blameless for everything that's happened, because he should have handled certain situations better. But at the end of the day, look, it is looking like the season's done.
Let's see what we can do in the transfer window if we actually get something done, or if these guys just say, let's kick the can down the road for next season. Because if they do that, forget about this season.
I guess it depends, right? This window can show us a lot. Do they believe we're still in competition that we can win? Or have they also lost faith in the season and just scrapped it off? Because I think it'll be very telling, because if they don't go and do anything, then what does that really say? Like that we don't really want to push our transfer window earlier, just salvage the season, and we'd rather just go and get the players next season and just go again. Because I don't know.
Is there any news? Is there any news today about anything?
Like news on what?
Besides William Saliba getting injured, Or is there any other news? Like, there's no news. Like, genuinely, that's it. Just William Saliba is injured. Arsenal draw. There's no news about transfers.
Arteta said on William Saliba, for sure we are worried, very worried. We will have more information, another test on him, and we will see. So I'm guessing the 4 weeks could be a lie. We don't know.
Fuck, you know.
But it could also mean he looks like he's out for a bit of time then.
At least we now have a little break, and then we play a Champions League game at home versus Dynamo Zagreb. We should be able to get that sorted. What's Arsenal's next Premier League game? Hopefully it's not a tough one. Oh, we got Wolves away, bro. Wolves away is not gonna be easy. Long story short, we bottled the 2-goal lead. I think Thomas Partey is massively to blame for this defeat. If you want to blame Arteta for playing him at right back, fair enough. But I don't think him playing at right back was the reason why we dropped points today. I think it's just because he's not defensively aware enough at all. And the title race might be over, but it all depends on Liverpool. Liverpool, it's how much rope will Liverpool give us to hang ourselves? That's the question.
I'm done with this season now. Like I genuinely, I mean, 2-0 down at the Carabao Cup is also like pretty much 1 foot out of the competition. I mean, I think the only thing that can salvage any happiness, let's say, for this season is if somehow we go win that Carabao Cup. And I'm saying something right now.
Is there anything that I missed? We spoke about Ollie Watkins. We spoke about the title race. We spoke about Martinelli. We spoke about all the players. We spoke about the manager.
How funny is it? Like, Yuri Tillemans was another player that we've been heavily linked to. Like, yeah, just...
Yuri Tillemans had a good game.
Yeah, annoying.
He had a good game. Honestly, bro. And Amadou Onana, who's been having stinkers for how many seasons? For the whole season, who we were linked to, goes out injured in like the first couple minutes.
Yeah. I don't know anymore.
Like, would you call it? Would have Lucas Digne came on if Maatsen didn't get a yellow card early in the game? Like,
yeah. I mean, look, the yellow card, because obviously, like Ian Maatsen, potentially it's the right move to make when any of your defenders are on a yellow card.
Why do we keep attacking that side? Why do we stop attacking a side once a player gets a yellow? It doesn't make sense.
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea why.
25 minutes to attack him. We didn't do it.
We never do. It's a cheat code against us. Just get a booking and they'll stop attacking. It's just so annoying. Saka does it as well. It's not even a case of it's just Martinelli, but Saka does this every time as well. It's the most annoying thing about us.
I'm done with Thomas Partey and bro, the William Saliba news just dropped. Let me show you. William Saliba stuff. Hybrid squads, basically. This is it. So this is what they're saying right here. He spoke about the transfers too. So on the transfer market, when you look at the bench, then probably we are very short. So he's talking about being short on the bench. He says, do you know if Saliba will be available next week? Tomorrow we will have a test on him to be more clear. Yeah, so he'll have a test. Good news, I'm told Saliba's injury should only keep him out for a week or two. The club taking no chances. Yeah, so he's missing out due to a minor issue. So it's not the end of the world, bro. It's not the end of the world. Hey, we leave it there, bro. Have yourselves a wonderful day, guys. You already know what it is. People saying Egal out, whatever you want to do. I'll chat to you guys later. Love. Peace out. A-Town down.